Good morning, everybody. Okay, so if you've clicked on the link to this video, it's probably because you're interested in finding out a little bit more about being hacked or what to do if you are hacked. Now, unfortunately, my Gmail account and my YouTube account were hacked into just over a week ago now. So this is, for those of you who don't know me, this is actually now my second channel, which was set up because I wasn't sure if I was going to get my original YouTube channel back at the time of setting this one up. So I've been doing YouTube for just coming up to 2 years. I had just got to 20,000 subscribers on my main channel the day before I was hacked. And then, yeah, on the 2nd of February, I literally thought I had just lost it all because, yeah, some people decided they were going to hack into my account and basically hijack my YouTube channel. So I thought, let's get a video out there and hopefully this might just help at least one of you if it, oh, God forbid, it ever happens to you. And I wouldn't wish this on anyone. It's a horrible, horrible thing to happen. It's like you feel like it's an invasion of your privacy. You lose all control over, things that you think you have got control over. And let's just say it's been a real eye-opener for me. And I think over on my main channel, the people who've been following the drama, I think it's sort of like made them realise a lot of things as well regarding how important it is to protect ourselves, like, excuse me, the best we possibly can. What I will say is, I think even with all the protection we think we can give ourselves, if these people are going to do it, they're going to do it. If they can get into sort of multi-billionaire companies, what chance have we got? But we can certainly put things in place to make it, excuse me, just let me have a quick drink. Yeah, certainly put things in place to try and make it a little bit difficult for them. So yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. Now, some of it is going to be aimed more if you do YouTube and this happens to you, and then other parts are more about if it's just you don't do YouTube and your Gmail account is hacked into or a similar account. So I will just start with how it happened to me. Now, if you have a YouTube channel and you do paid partnerships, which I know quite a lot of us do, when you're contacted by companies, they will offer you a product for you to do a review on, and you get to keep the product. Now, for me, if it's something that I know I'm going to use, anything to do with outdoorsy stuff, then yeah, as I say, if I'm going to use it, I will do a review on it. Now, some of the bigger brands, the much bigger companies, what they will do is they will contact you. They will sort of say what it is they're offering you. And if you want to take it further, they will then send you to sort of like a collaboration company who then kind of deal with it on their behalf. And that's common practice. There isn't anything untoward about that whatsoever. And as I say, these companies, they will deal with all the affiliation side of it, any commissions earned on, products that people buy through your links and stuff, just to take it away from the main company, if you like. So what happened to me was I was contacted by a very well-known electronics company, which is a little bit strange because I always say I'm such a tech phobic, if you like. I'm not tech savvy whatsoever, but they were offering me something which would have been really, really good and would have helped me out enormously. So the email itself, it all looked completely legit. There was nothing whatsoever within that email that made me, you know, have a little red flag or anything. Don't get me wrong, I've had emails in the past from big brands and I've read through them. There will be spelling errors, any emails that come across as hi friend, they've obviously not even watched your channel, so I will not bother with any of them whatsoever. I'd basically just delete them. But this one was all laid out very, very, very professionally, like it has come from a big company. Yeah, there was, you know, the name of the company at the bottom, all, you know, the legal jargon that companies have all at the bottom. There was nothing untoward whatsoever. The address it had come from all looked legit. So what they were doing was sending me to one of these collaboration companies if I was interested in what they were offering. So there was a link on the page. Now, what I'd done was the collaboration company name was clearly on this link. So rather than just click the link, because although I'm not tech savvy, I do like to think I protect myself the best I can. I then went onto Google and I searched the company up, and it was a legitimate company, 4.5-star rating, Trustpilot, really good reviews. So I thought, okay, this is all fine, hunky-dory. Clicked on the link. Biggest mistake I've ever made. Yeah, so what it now transpires, now I didn't know this at the time, as soon as I clicked on that link, it asked me to sign up, and it gave me 4 options of signing up. I think one of them was LinkedIn, one of them was Google, and there were 2 others I didn't recognise. But obviously, because this is a company from, you know, another country, I thought, oh, it must be more a worldwide signing in thing. So I clicked on to sign up with Gmail, which is what you would do. And all I actually done was put my Gmail address in. Didn't put a password, didn't even get a chance to put a password in. The minute I put my Gmail address in, my phone went off. So I was like, okay, maybe the battery's flat. Tried to turn my phone back on and it wouldn't go on. So I was kind of, this is strange. And then went to my tablet, which is linked to my phone, and that was also off. And they were both doing factory resets, which takes about 5 minutes. And this is apparently what the hackers do. So it wasn't so much, well, I'm not speaking from an expert point of view, but it was the actual email itself which was the dodgy email. So the minute I clicked on that link and put my email address, they got into my system, if you like. I don't know how they done it. I'm not even going to waste any more time on trying to work out how they done it, but that's what they done. So they then gained control of my phone and my tablet, which I say are both Samsung. So in those 5 minutes of me not being able to get on because it was doing a factory reset, now I do that in inverted commas because I'm going to cover that in a minute. Obviously I've got no other devices to try to get online. So what they do is, though the time when you're locked out of your devices, they are in your devices changing anything they possibly can. So when my device came back on, it was as though I had literally just been and bought it. Now I'm going to put a link to the video of when it first happened, so that you can go back and see what, you know, how I reacted at the time. Now, obviously once I got my phone and my tablet back on, started going, setting it back up, we'd already realised they had got into my Gmail account and into my YouTube, so I was completely locked out of them. They were actually using my YouTube to do a live broadcast for a Bitcoin scam, and these people who'd done it have hijacked so many channels lately. There's so much on YouTube about it at the moment. So yeah, this video now, that's the basics of how it happened. So once I'd got everything up and my devices up and running again, I then had to, with the help of a very good friend, Sean James Cameron, and my daughter, we had to try and gain control of my Gmail account in order to also gain control of my YouTube account, because I was just locked out of them. Now, this is where it all starts getting very complicated and very difficult. So what they had actually done, once they'd taken control themselves, the hackers, they had changed my passwords, my two-step verifications, they'd switched phone numbers, they'd also put the passkey in. So obviously if you have face recognition, thumbprint as the passkey, they'd altered that. So I was completely and utterly locked out. So first thing you do, first thing you do if this happens, get in touch with your banks. Now at the time I was, do I get in touch with my banks? Do I get in touch with Google? Who do I get in touch with? Banks first of all, because just in case they're trying to get into any of your online banking systems. So I got my bank accounts froze, so no one could use them online. So that's my first bit of advice. Get those bank accounts secure. Then try and get your Google account back. And it's not easy, because if they have changed all the verifications and everything, when you go into the account recovery with Google, they're going to ask you all of those things. If you can't provide them in that first instance, what they will do is say, you're not giving us enough information, we basically don't believe it's you, there's nothing we can do. And when you get that, your heart will sink, because you will think you've lost it all. That isn't the case. You have to go through quite a lengthy process then. So you will go online, you will fill in they will give you a form. You have to go a little bit deeper into it. Don't just take their word when they say we can't help you. Actually go onto Google and scroll through, and you will find where there's a process that you can start the ball rolling. So within that, they will ask you sort of like your obviously the Gmail account that has been hacked. They will ask you kind of your address, your basic information that you would have given to set your Google account up. And then it goes into the hands of people who look into it to try and recover your account. Now, I was very fortunate. It took 5 days, although we did bombard them with quite a few forms. So my friend Sean had sent one off. My daughter Evie Rose had sent one off. And when I could actually get back onto my tablet, I'd sent one off. So they were probably sick to death of seeing my name. And they'll keep you updated. First of all, they will just send an automated thing that, yeah, they've received the form, they'll look into it. Then the following, it was sort of like, it was just over 24 hours later, then we got emails saying that it was being passed to the department for investigation, and then you'll get a direct email to actually email back and forward. So once you've got that, it becomes so much easier, because you know you're in the system. They give you a case number. Make sure you write that case number down. And yet once you've got that, it's a little bit more reassuring, and you've got that little bit of hope you might get it back. Now, regarding YouTube, that was a very similar process, because your YouTube account is linked to your Gmail account. So what I will say is, if you do YouTube and you are monetized, please make sure you have wrote down somewhere your Google Ads payment account number. Now, I've spoke to a lot of people who do YouTube, and they all said the same. I don't know what it is, because when you're monetized, because it's all sort of done online, not many people do actually write that number down, and that is so important, because one of the things they will ask you, because you can't provide passwords to get onto your YouTube, they will ask you, what is your Google Ads payment account number? Without that, it becomes a little bit more complicated. If they've got that, they've then got a little bit more information about you, and they can try to access your account a little bit easier, I presume. So please make sure you've got that wrote down. So yeah, it took just over 5 days for me to get everything back. And it was such a relief to get it back. Now, if it's your YouTube, this part of the video now is, predominantly for YouTubers. When you get that account back, so on mine, they had switched the banner, the thumbnail, the profile picture, the name. So we changed all of those back to myself. Now, as I say, I'm not very tech savvy. I'm not really clued up on all this online stuff, even though I do YouTube. I hold my hands up. That's why I thought an electronic company might get in touch with me. Yeah, I just haven't got a clue, basically. So luckily my friend Sean is really good with all that stuff. He's been doing YouTube like 15 years. So he, obviously I'd given him full control of my account. So what he found sort of in the depths of it all is this, although we thought we'd got them off it, I'd regained it all with all my own passwords and everything, verification codes, they had actually sneakily put themselves as administrators on my YouTube account. Now, I would never ever have found that. I think there's quite a few people who wouldn't. So please really check your account that you are the only administrator, or you and anybody who you've nominated in the past. Just make sure there's nobody else on there that you don't recognise, because if they're on there, even though you switched all the passwords, they can still have control, or some control, of your YouTube. So that's certainly a massive tip, to just check the administrators on your account. So Sean got those off, and yeah, I kind of thought I was back up and running. We were cooking on gas, as I said. However, 2 days ago, during the night, it turns out somebody had tried to access my Gmail account and my YouTube account. So I thought, here we go again. But luckily, because I now have so much security, I have every verification, I have my password, I have my 2-step verifications, I have my passkeys, I have every little bit of security they offer, I've got it set up. So that's another thing. Please, you might think, oh, I don't need 2-step verification. Set everything you possibly can up, because it's just another little buffer for them to have to get through. And if they can't get through, if they get through one, they might not get through the next one. So I was just like, I don't believe it. We've got everything set up. How's this happening? But as I say, luckily they didn't manage to get on. But it's like a massive kick in the teeth again, because my Gmail account and YouTube account had been disabled. So I then had to go through the process of setting it all back up again. It wasn't obviously, I didn't have to put it, I didn't have to fill out forms. It was just resetting passwords up and stuff. But because it's happened once before, you are actually on a massive high alert, and I didn't realise until it happened the second time, because anything that comes through, you're like, I don't know if this is real or not, and you panic about it. My daughter, bless her, she was because she'd got the notifications, because she was part of two-step verification. And she was like, well, I'll just put the new password in. And I'm like, don't, please don't touch it. I'd got so upset because I was so frustrated it was happening again. I just felt so low over the whole thing. I just wanted to give up YouTube. I wanted to like never ever go online again and just go back to an old landline phone and write everything down on pen and paper. I'd had enough. However, we sort of looked into it a little bit more, realised it was all quite legit. So yeah, got everything back up and running. And then I was kind of thinking, well, she'd sort of done it all on her laptop. I hadn't set my phone up. And I was just thinking about it. And I thought, right, when it happened the first time and my devices went into factory reset, it wasn't me who factory reset them, it was the hackers. So I was thinking, what if that wasn't a real factory reset? Or what if it was a factory reset but they've done something beforehand? And a few people did say in my comments on my videos, please get your phone checked to make sure there's nothing on there that shouldn't be on there. And I should have done, and it was in the pipeline to do it, but when I was hacked, I was up a mountain in Wales in my motorhome, so there wasn't many places I could have taken it to. And my plan was, because I live in Southport, there was a big Samsung place in Liverpool, which was where I was going to go to. Just hadn't got round to it, foolishly. However, yeah, I'd got thinking maybe I ought to factory reset it myself just to be on the safe side. So went onto Google, done a little bit of research, and it was telling me, it was for people who've been hacked and things, to go a little bit deeper into your Samsung account. So not your Gmail, nothing to do with that, into your actual Samsung account itself. So I went on to that, there's me, and then there's another device there which I didn't recognise. Now, the first time that device had been logged was, have a guess what date? The 2nd of February, which was the date I was hacked. The following date that device was logged was the date someone tried to get into my Gmail and my YouTube. So I was like, oh, penny drops. What they'd actually done was got into my Samsung account and added themselves on there with their device. We knew they were we also knew what device they were using, which was a Pixel phone, because that had come up with devices on my accounts, which none of us have a Pixel phone, so we had got that removed when we were resetting everything up. So that's another thing, just check there's no unknown devices or logged onto your Gmail account or anything like that. Even if you've not been hacked, it's worth just double checking your Gmail account that there's nothing on there you do not recognise. If there is, get them off straight away. So yeah, what I then done was, I did feel quite proud because I'd done all this on my own, which is probably the only bit I have done on my own. I removed that other device and immediately put my phone and my tablet into factory reset. So then once it all came back on, I reset them all up, check my Samsung, no other devices other than me. Obviously my Gmail is that locked down at the moment, there's nobody else on there. So touch wood, up to now, fingers crossed, no one's going to get into it again. I'm up and running. I am in the process of resetting everything up on my tablet, on my phone. I have in fact just bought a new laptop, so that I've always got a laptop as well as backup, because you know YouTube is part of my income. So without my YouTube, you know, I'm losing work, I'm losing a job, if you like. So it's so important I keep my YouTube going. So yeah, they're kind of like few little steps that you can take to just try and gain control again. If you've got, oh gosh, if it does happen to you, or you're thinking of, you know, is there something you can do and I can help in any way, please just put it in the comments. Like I say, I'm no expert, but as I've said in a video, I'm definitely more of an expert than I was, say, nearly 2 weeks ago. I do feel now, if it, heaven forbid, if it did ever happen again, at least now I would know what steps to take. And yeah, I just hope I've got everything in place, like I say, for it to not happen. But if they're going to do it, they're going to do it. And that's the one thing I've sort of said. They're very, very clever. They might be the worst people ever for doing stuff like this, but they're clever, they're sneaky, and yeah, that's all I'm going to say about them. To be honest, I don't want to be swearing, because that's, yeah, I'm lowering myself to their level then. So yeah, I mean, I know this has been like a long video of me just waffling, but like I say, if it helps at least one other person, I think I've covered everything. I'm pretty sure I have. I hope I have. I can't think of anything else that I need to tell you, but like I say, just you will panic. Believe you me, you will panic when it happens. But if you just keep thinking, keep them little things in mind, get all your banking, get that locked down, and then start the process with Gmail. Oh, I just thought of something before I went to edit this video, so I'm just going to try and chop this in best I can. Yeah, so if your YouTube is monetized, just be prepared for a drop in your revenue after your channel has been hacked, because unfortunately the advertisers are a little bit reluctant to work with you. So yeah, they don't pay a great deal to be putting your videos, unfortunately. I'm led to believe it can take a couple of months for this to all sort of like, yeah, sort itself out, and for them to gain trust in you again. So yeah, that is something to just think about. Sorry that you are wobbling there, but that's my cat just going to knock the camera because I haven't set it up properly for this little bit. And also, YouTube and Google don't really like you talking about this subject so much, because it is kind of a little bit of a security breach, and I guess they just don't like to admit it happens. So anyway, there we are, a bit more info for you. I think what it has taught me is we rely on our phones and our devices far too much. You know, obviously I lost all my contacts and everything, which are not a massive thing, but none of us ever write if someone gives us a telephone number now, we don't write it down. We don't all have the old address books now, do we? We put it in our phone. Most of us don't even know our own phone number. So I would say write stuff down. I've now got any contacts that are coming through. I'll write the telephone numbers down in a book. I know they say you shouldn't write your passwords down and things like that, but I think if you're writing them in a safe place, keep them, keep them somewhere safe. I've got everything wrote down now, because when you're asked the simplest of things, when you're going through this, your mind will go completely blank. I've also now got rid of a lot of things. Well, I won't say I've got rid of a lot of things, because I've just not reinstalled them on my phone. Things that I think, well, I'd just done that online. We're lazy. We've become a really lazy bunch, because it's far easier to just pick our phone up and go, oh, it's on my phone. I now have the bare minimum down on my phone, and that's how it's going to stay. I wouldn't say I'd get rid of it completely, because we do need it, or I need it. So yeah, just going back to old school a little bit, with a little bit of a little bit of modern technology thrown in. So right, I am going to end this video. So yeah, like I say, I hope it just might help at least one of you, or if you know someone that it's happened to and you can remember a little bit of what I've said, then job's done on my part, isn't it? And please drop any questions in the comments. I'd appreciate people sort of not saying, oh well, that was a bit stupid, I wouldn't have clicked on it, because do you know what, you don't know what you'd have done at that time. And if it's happened to you and people say that to you, just keep remembering we're all different. We all think we're being as safe as we possibly can, but sometimes those hackers just get under the radar, and yeah, they're gonna do it. So please don't be upset by people just saying, well, that was stupid, I wouldn't have done it, because you know what, those people don't know if they would or not at the time. And like I say, mine was all linked to something that is a normal process that happens within paid partnerships. So right, I'm going to stop waffling now. This is going to be the only video on this channel, because I am going to start this channel up and running as my second channel, and there will now be, hopefully, on this channel and my main channel, no more talk of this, and we are just going to move forward from it. It's been an experience, and it's made me stronger, and if it happens to you, it will make you stronger as well. So yeah, what I will just say is take care, everyone. Yeah, keep yourselves as safe as you possibly can, and thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.